What is going on, my little dudes, dudettes, dudelings, all the above? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today, it's going to be kind of a crazy day in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh! News. We've got a ton of stuff coming out. We have a brand new archetype released. We'll do that announced, sorry, with no cards released yet, but I want to speculate on that. We've got a whole nother archetype revealed that we'll get to in just a minute, and 2 new support cards for already fan favorite archetypes. And we're also getting like rarities for Chaos Impact. We're getting like, I think we're going to start getting some of the like TCG specific, the 20 TCG exclusive cards for Chaos Impact, but we'll get that later. At least for this video though, we're doing a new Witchcrafter card. We've got a new Hakai card already confirmed for Ignition Assault. We haven't even gotten Hakais. We're not getting them for another like 3 weeks. And then we have Megaliths, a new ritual-based archetype. But we'll start with the one-offs here just to get them out because they're quick and easy. First up, we have Witchcrafter Genie. Witchcrafter Genie. A level 1 wind spellcaster effect monster. I knew we'd have a level 1 of these. I fucking knew it. I literally said we have the level 2, 3, 4. There's a level 6, is it 5? I think there's a level 5 and a 7 in the extra deck. 5, 7, 8. So we're waiting on like a 6 and a 1. Here's the 1. Alright, she has the same first effect that all the low-level Witchcrafters have, where during the main phase, as a quick effect, you can tribute her and discard any spell card to special summon a Witchcrafter monster straight from the deck. It's an alright effect. It's turbos you into your boss monsters. Most of the time, you're getting your spells back to your hand, so you're not really paying cost, but it is super ashable. Biggest weakness of the deck, for sure. Second effect, though, you can banish this card and 1 Witchcrafter spell card from your graveyard as cost. Then this effect becomes the same effect of the card that, as the effect of that spell card when it is activated. Holy crap. Okay. So pretty much what happens is, like Witchcrafter Creation is the rota for the archetype. It searches a Witchcrafter. You could banish her and that to just search a Witchcrafter. Or the Monster Reborn to just Monster Reborn a Witchcrafter from grave. It takes a little bit of more setup, but not really. I mean, you tribute this card and discard a spell card just to activate the first effect. And then you could just use the effect, which is actually pretty good, getting solid value out of that. And it combos off with other cards like Shmeta. Shmeta just foolishes any Witchcrafter card. So you could just foolish the spell you want to activate, banish it in this girl, and then get some actual effects. So I think she is pretty nice. I think she's an upgrade because I think before we're kind of forced to play like 8 or 9 copies of the 3 we already have. But 2 of them are okay, and Shmeta's pretty good. So I think she kind of jumps into that pretty good conversation with Shmeta, so she just like kind of takes like spots over the other 2, which aren't as good. So I think that works out quite nicely. But yeah, she's pretty cool. And also, I think this bypasses hard ones per turn clauses because this isn't technically activating that same effect. So you could like activate the Witchcrafter Creation if you're able to get her in the grave in the same turn, banish her and Witchcrafter Creation, and I think you'll be able to search again because you're not technically activating another copy of that same card. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's how that works. Next up, we have another Hakai boss monster for the main deck. He's pretty cool. We have Tsuyoku no Hakai Shin. Is a Dark Fiend, of course, level 8. So that actually synergizes with some weird stuff like Doomdog Octhros, synergizes with the new, what's it called? The new Necrofear card, like the Bakura card that we just got in Legendary Duel, searches level 8 Fiend. So weird synergy with some weird cards, but level 8 Fiend nonetheless, and Dark. You can only special summon him once per turn. Makes sense. 3 different effects. The first effect says, if a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Not too hard, considering most of your deck like pops itself to get other effects. Very, very good. Very easy to special summon out. And if your opponent just kills something, like, good. You just drop him out. If this card is special summoned, you can discard 1 card as cost to destroy 1 card on the field. It's not a free pop, and I don't know if this deck really likes discarding that much, but if it's worth it, it's worth it, and you're just going to get that pop. So, I don't know. It's something you don't have to do, but you can just get a pop for a discard, which can be worth it a lot of times. And then the third effect, during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed and sent there from the field this turn, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, but place it on the bottom of the deck if it leaves the field. So, kind of like a, well, almost like the clause of, what's it called? Destrudo. It comes back, and then once it leaves again, it goes back to the deck. But it's a nice little recursion effect, like really annoying. Like it's a big body that when it's summoned, it pops a card, and just a lot of removal, and just puts a lot of pressure on people. So it's in archetype, which is solid, and some other stuff too. So maybe it's like a one of. Maybe I think if it's a 2 of, might be a little too bricky. So maybe just a 1 of in the deck. It can be pretty searchable, I believe. So why not, right? But yeah, he's cool. I'm into it. And then we have the new archetype, Megaliths. So this is a bunch of ritual cards that don't have a ritual spell, but we'll get there. All right, so let's start with Megalith Fel, a level 4 Earth Rock ritual effect monster. They kind of look like I don't know, fairy statues. But cool. 1600 attack, 2500 defense. You can ritual summon this card with any Megalith card. And then the second effect is a once per turn. First effect, if this card is ritual summoned, you can add 1 Megalith monster from your deck to your hand. All right, just to get that back, get that card back that you used to ritual summon it. Not bad. The second effect, during your main phase, you can ritual summon 1 ritual monster from your hand. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field, including this card on the field, whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the monster you summon. So this is the whole thing of this archetype. This is a ritual archetype that does not have a ritual spell, but all the monsters essentially have effects that are the ritual spell. So it kind of saves you that. This card's pretty solid, I think, just getting you that card back, getting you into the cards you need to actually end on the board you want. And it's pretty cool because like it just means like you just do ritual stuff, but you're just committing 1 less card into a ritual summon. And I think it can work. Next up we have Megalithhagath, a level 4 Earth Rock ritual effect monster. 1300 attack, 2600 defense, so big booties on the small one so far. You can ritual summon this card with any Megalith card, and the second effect is a hard once per turn. First effect, if this card is ritual summoned, add a Megalith spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. Alright, pretty nice. Both just getting you pluses. I like it. Second effect, though, during your main phase, you can ritual summon a ritual monster from your hand. You must also tribute monsters from hand or field, including this card on the field, whose total levels equal or exceed the monster you summon. So they both do that. I might even skip over the effects if they read exactly the same, but yeah, pretty cool. They all have like effects similar to that. Not all exactly the same, but similar. Next up we have Megalith Ach. I don't know, it's these two like cupids looking, like, I don't know. Level 4 Earth Rock ritual effect monster, 1000 attack, 2700 defense, keeping that big booty going. Can be ritual summon with a Megalith card, and the second effect, again, hard once per turn. If this card is ritual summoned, you can draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. Alright, I mean, not amazing, but not terrible. Especially if they have some like graveyard recursion at some point, or play cards in the deck that can have synergy with that. Definitely, but just digging a little deeper, not terrible. And then the second effect says, during the main phase, this one is actually a quick effect. It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing, but it just has a quick effect. So you can quick effect go into a ritual summon on your opponent's turn, which could have some synergy there. It could have some applications. Next up, we have Megalith Phallic. Level 8 Earth Rock effect monster, 2500 attack, 1200 defense. Finally, we have like one of the more boss ones. It can be ritual summoned with any Megalith card, and its first effect is a hard once per turn. You can discard this card as cost. To ritual summon 1 Megalith ritual monster from your hand, you must also tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed. So this one literally like is the ritual spell, because you just like discard it from hand. So essentially, in terms of card economy, it's exactly the same as just using a ritual spell. So that's not quite as good, because it means you're still using the same amount of resources you would use if you're using a ritual spell, instead of like the other ones, which don't do it that way. They just use themselves, and it's 1 less card being committed. So I don't know if I like this one as much, honestly. Second effect says monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense for each ritual monster in your graveyard. So I guess if you want to go to a beat stick level with this one, you're probably going to end with at least two Megaliths in grave, just to like summon it out. And at that point, she would at least be 3100. So you can put a beat stick on the board pretty easy with her. Next up, we have Megalith Beth, a level 8 Earth Rock Ritual Effect monster, 1500 attack, 2600 defense, back to the big booty. Obviously, it can be ritual summon with any Megalith card, and both effects are hard once per turns. You can discard this card as cost to ritual summon just the way a Megalith monster by tributing from hand or field that match the level or exceed it. Cool. Second effect, though, with this card is ritual summoned. You can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of ritual monsters with different names in your graveyard and destroy them. Now, that's the actual interesting effect, especially because we have that quick effect to ritual summon with the little guy, which actually makes this pretty interesting because you just use 2 engrave, ritual summon, or use the one on field with maybe another one in hand to summon this guy. He's level 8. Summon him in defense mode or attack mode, whatever you want. And then because you already have 2 engrave, you're going to get to immediately just target any 2 cards your opponent controls and pop them. That's a quick effect on your opponent's turn, popping 2. Pretty strong, actually. So that may be one of the more interesting going first plays to set up. Next up, we have Megalith Eratron, a level 8 Earth Rock Ritual Effect monster, 2000 attack, 3000 defense. Again, another smaller card offensively. You can ritual summon this with any Megalith card, and 2 effects that are hard once returns. The first one, during the main phase, quick effect. You can discard this card to ritual summon a Megalith monster with the regular stuff. So this one is another quick effect, but it's from hand. Okay, so 2 of them are quick effects, one from hand, one from field. Pretty interesting. All the levels match up perfectly. All the little ones are level 4, all the higher ones are level 8s. So 2 of the little ones makes the big ones. That kind of works out pretty nicely. And then second effect, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card or cards you control, quick effect, you can place 1 ritual monster from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck, and if you do, negate the activation and destroy it. So I'm thinking, as far as first turn boards go, I guess you're just trying to end with him on board, and then also the quick effect one that's going to be able to quick effect the Beth out on your opponent's turn. That way on your opponent's turn, you're negating anything that targets your stuff. And then you're also going to have a quick effect to pop 2 cards your opponent controls. And that's decent. I mean, pair that with 1 hand trap, that's a pretty decent board, actually. But we'll see. Next up, we have Megalith Portal, a field spell, where the second effect is a hard once per turn. This, the first time each ritual summoned monster would be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed. That's an alright effect. They are pretty weak in attack mode, so I guess that can, prevent your opponent from making a big push back on you. Is you're left in attack mode. Second effect, though, if a Megalith monster or monsters is special summoned, you can target a ritual monster in your graveyard and add it back to your hand. Very nice, just recursions with how rituals work. This is a pretty nice card. Ritual Sanctuary could be decent. Oh no, doesn't Ritual Sanctuary specifically work with light fairies? And I think these are Earth Rocks. Huh. Yeah, so I don't think that'll work there, but that's okay. But yeah, nice little recursion field spell. Every turn you're getting something back. Then we have some traps. Megalith Promotion, a continuous trap where the first effect is once per turn. You can target 1 level 4 lower monster you control. Its level becomes double its original level until the end of the turn. Okay, so that just makes your ritual summons a little more cost efficient. Instead of using 2 of the little ones to get out to the big ones, you can just use 1, and that works. So again, I mean, it's super searchable because we have the monster that searches any spell or trap when it's summoned, so that's easy to get. But I don't see anybody playing, definitely not more than 1 of this card. If you play it, you just play it as 1 to get it with a free search, and then just activate it and once per turn get some cost-efficient ritual summons going. But yeah, that works. And then the last card we have here is Megalith Immersion, a continuous trap with a hard once per turn effect that says you can target a Megalith monster in your graveyard. Special summon it in defense position, but place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. Now this one is a little better to me. Maybe you just play 1 and 1, but this one's just a free monster back every single turn. This is continuous, where every single turn you just get to bring back a Megalith, and they're huge booties. So that's just in the battle phase, that can be enough. 2700 defense, 2600 defense, 3000 defense, a bunch of them. They're all pretty big. 27, 26. 25. They're all huge booties, so that can definitely stop your opponent in the battle phase, which is pretty neat. So I think this is a pretty nice base. I think they don't really do a ton going second. A lot of your deck I think is going to revolve around this guy, and I don't know how much this synergizes with Necroz or Herald or anything. Those are the 2 ritual decks that actually do anything right now. We'll see if these have specific synergy with any of those, but Yeah, they're pretty cool. I dig them. I dig them. If you're a fan of rituals, definitely check these out. This could be something for you, even in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! But I think that's pretty much it for me today, guys. Cool Rich Crafter card, cool Hakai card, and a whole new archetype. I'm definitely gonna have like one or two, maybe even 3 more videos coming out today because there's so much news they're dropping all at once today. But we'll get there when we get there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet, and stay tuned for more Yu-Gi-Oh! News. And peace. Just peace. Just freaking peace.